Hello everyone! We have a witchy ring haul today, and both rings feature quartz crystals of different sorts from really cool shops. So nice energy, cool looking jewelry that's unique, and I'm excited to get into this haul. If you guys are new, do subscribe, check out our spooky playlists. If you're jewelry inclined, we have a whole lovely playlist of the cool jewelry I find at good prices and where to get it. And if you're witchily inclined, we have lots of paranormal true story videos and Gomez's lovely tarot and rune videos, and we'll link all those below for your easy viewing enjoyment. Today I'm going to start with this ring from Shop Dixie. This is their little box. This was given to me by a friend. Actually, we did a trade. She was going to give it to me, but it was such a generous gift. I was like, let's do a trade. I have some stuff you'll like, and her name's Karen, and she's awesome. Thank you, Karen. So much for the ring. I'm wearing it. I've been wearing it since I got it. But this is the box. I don't know how it came in this box because I think the band is thicker than the ring, but the shop already seems magical if they were able to get this ring into this box. But I'm going to try to take this ring off to show you. It doesn't want to come off. Well, I'll just contort my hand and hope for the best. The band has like thorns on it. This is sterling silver. I think the ring was around $100. I didn't buy it. Again, it was a gift, and they have really good prices. Like, this is one of their more expensive rings. They have, you know, usually they're like, they have like a lot of different price ranges, and so they have a lot of lower priced items on their site. This is Shop Dixie, and they're in the UK. But see, the band looks like thorns. It's really cool. And then the ring is a Herkimer diamond, and it's kind of got smoky quartz inclusions, so like black diamond. And it's natural, it's in the rough, it's not been polished, double terminated, and it looks like thorns are kind of holding it in place, which is really cool. And I think it's like I think they call it like a medium size. And what did they call this ring? It was like
Lux Hismonai, which is a combination of the Latin word for luxury and the Greek mythological creature, which is a spirit of strife and battle, descendants of Eris, that represents discord.
So it's all gothic and witchy.
Yes.
Cool. Gomez is so smart when he talks like that. I like it. So that is this ring, and it's comfortable even though it's large. Like, I haven't had trouble catching it on anything. It's comfortable. It's very lovely, and I really, really enjoy it. So they have another ring I'm thinking about getting eventually. It's like a harvest moon ring. It's very cool. It's got a garnet, and it's only like $30-some or pounds, so it won't translate into that much more in dollars. And they have a beautiful crystal ball ring with thorns. That's lovely. But right now I'm totally digging this one, and so I'm good for the moment. But let me move on to the next shop, and we'll start with their card and box. My friend who gave me this ring recommended this other shop too, since we have similar jewelry tastes. I went looking and I found stuff. They're Hedonistic Ink.
Yes.
And that's a lovely name, because all our friends are heathens, take it slow. And that's the box. So their box and their card. And they have also different price ranges in their jewelry. This was a little bit more of an expensive one. It was like $50, but it's very well worth it. As you can tell, it's a very huge ring. So, like, I do not have a problem with the price, and the owner solders everything on, so you don't have to worry. A lot of people make big rings and they glue stuff and they don't use the right glue, so it always comes off and I hate it. But she does not do that. She solders. She really makes her jewelry well and sturdily, and she explains this on her site. I really appreciate it. So yeah, the ring is size adjustable, and the stone is a tourmalinated quartz, which means black tourmaline, in this case, growing in clear quartz. She also has some that are like laying flatter like this, but I just really felt the energy in this one and had to have him, so he's lovely. Look at the design around the band. It's so cool, and I love tourmaline and quartz together. It's just a really powerful energy. So, like, it's just so cool. I don't have a problem with this, but I'm warning you guys, if you look at the rings, she has a really strict return policy, which I agree with. She lists all the things that she will not deal with, and I think that's fine. As a seller myself, I totally get it. But she doesn't give enough details in describing the ring. I work with gemstones, and I do jewelry, so I kind of understood more than some people might. She called it like an extra large stone, and this is, I think she's right, but I've had some people call things extra large when I bought them that I did not think were extra large. Like, I bought a frog ring that was maybe around the size of this pumpkin, and they were calling it a huge sterling silver frog. And when I bought it, remember that, Gomez?
Yes.
And I was like, what planet do you live on that this is huge? So, you know, she was correct, and she just, you know, described this correctly. But I would advise her to give measurements, because huge can be like, this is actually accurate, but it can be like perception, because that person with the frog ring, like, no. So I would say this is about, at the widest, maybe 1.3 inches around this part, and probably 1.5 to 2 inches tall. I have to take off my pinhead bracelet and hold it up because this is 1 inch wide. Let's see, let's get all technical up in here. I'm thinking 1.5 inches, but let's see, start here, go up, and do it again. It's a little over 1.5 inches tall. So it's a big ring. She was saying something on the site like, you know, if you break it and everything due to not like wearing it properly, like that's not on me. And I agree. But I will say, when I reached into an envelope to take something out that came, this outfit actually, that I got in the mail today, it's all witchy, so I wore it for my witchy haul. But when I reached into the big kind of padded envelope to get the outfit out, I had to be very careful of the ring. I make jewelry, I'm very careful, I have a lot of fragile things and I'm careful, but you know, normally if you're just wearing rings, you can stick your hand into an envelope without thinking, I must mind the ring. But when it's 1.5 inches tall ring or slightly over, you must mind the ring. So I can see how people would accidentally break it just by doing daily functions. So again, I'm not saying don't get it. I'm saying that with the strict return policies, I understand, but I think more description should have been given, so I'm giving it to you. It's a heavy ring. You feel the weight. It is a big ring. It is Big Daddy ring. I call him Jekyll because it just reminds me of Jekyll. So anyway, he's a big ring, but I would say, like, you know, not for everyday wear for a lot of people. If you do a lot with your hands, you might notice, you know, kind of like if you're going to have a strict return policy, like lay it out for them. Tell them this is the measurements. It's like over 1.5 inches tall. It's like over 1 inch around, like massive, all that. You know, when people use those words, it's all like, it's about, you know, what that person sees as big. I bought this as a pendant because someone was calling it a huge giant raven pendant, and it's not. And I made a ring out of it, out of black onyx. Isn't it lovely? It's so much better than all the silver bands you're going to see online because I'm creative like that. But the point is, again, subjective. This makes a big ring, but not compared to this. I'm like, compared to Big Daddy, this ring doesn't look so big. But, you know, like, they were calling this a big pendant. And it's like, so again, subjective. Give measurements, don't give opinion. And say that it is, you know, something that when you're moving it around, you're going to have to be cautious, and you're going to have to, it will be easy to hit it on something. Just like if you're going into a cabinet or something even, you know, you could easily hit this ring and break it. So as you wear this ring, if you're like me and you'll try to wear it as one of your daily pieces, at least a lot of times, like, you're going to have to always be mindful of it. So it's not a ring you can forget about or it will break because it is very tall. I would like it to be maybe half this tall, be a little bit more functional, but this ring itself, I just love his energy, and I did get it knowing how big it was, but I just don't think it's very practical. And for a price like that, I think it has a really good make. It's really creative that she thought about setting them like this and using this kind of ring. But if it were just a more practical size, I think people would get a lot more wear out of it, because most people do a lot with their hands, cooking in the kitchen, something like that. This thing might break, like. And you always have to take it off, and then you have to remember if you took it off and where you put it to do the dishes, and then put it back on. You know, which maybe a lot of people take their rings off more than me, because I just like sleep in it and do everything in it. So anyway, this is a beautiful ring. I hope the tourmaline is showing up. And it's so sturdy, and I love the design. It's just so cool. The band is size adjustable, but it's not one of those wimpy ones that keeps losing its size. It stays the size you make it, so I like that. Because with a heavy thing on top like this, I have some other rings that are size adjustable and heavy, and the ring will lose its size eventually. Like, it'll keep getting bigger because this top part will be pulling it down, but this is a good ring. It is not doing that. So, like, the complaint is not even a complaint. It's not about the make. It's a wonderful make. It's just that I would have, you know, if I was selling it, I would make sure the size and practicality was understood. But I understood it, so I'm not complaining because I knew what I got and I love it. I was so excited to get it, and I'm excited to share it. And if you guys work with stones, tourmalated quartz is great for what black tourmaline does, for protection, for transmuting negative into positive, for healing, as well as blending the amplifying and healing and everything else quartz does. It's just a very powerful magical stone to have, as well as the smoky and clear quartz in this Herkimer, and Herkimer has great healing energy. So these are just great rings to have. And yeah, so I think I've said all I can say about the products. Hope you enjoyed this review, and until next time,
Stay spooky, my friends.